All right, so today we're diving into something pretty wild. Hypno-channeling. Have you ever heard of this?
I have. It's tapping into higher consciousness, right?
Yeah. It's like getting messages not from the person who's hypnotized, but from some kind of channeled energy.
Exactly. Like a direct line to universal wisdom or something.
Seriously.
It's pretty out there.
Okay, so we've got this fascinating session from the Hypnovibes YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You know, Naomi, the hypnotherapist.
Oh, yeah. I've seen some of her videos.
And in this one, let me tell you, the stuff that comes out is just wild.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So the channeled energy starts describing this gathering, like a big gathering in a park.
Mm.
And it feels ancient.
What do you mean?
Like ancient Greece almost, you know, people in traditional clothes, the smell of barbecue in the air, and these blue lilac flowers everywhere.
That's vivid.
Seriously. And get this, the channeled energy says that everyone there feels like family.
Oh, interesting.
You get like this total sense of peace and community.
Makes you wonder what we're missing in our modern world.
Doesn't it?
Like all that connection.
Yeah, all that harmony.
Totally different from our focus on like individual achievement and stuff.
Right.
But here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay, lay on me.
So the channeled energy then runs into this woman, and they think it's their mother.
Okay.
But instead of some heartwarming reunion,
Right.
this mother figure says something super cryptic. She says, "I see all kids."
Ooh.
Yeah, and then there's this image of a white bonnet.
Okay, now that's just weird.
It is, and we got to unpack that, right?
Absolutely. It's like a riddle wrapped in a mystery.
Totally.
So what do you make of that interaction so far?
Well, I mean, the white bonnet, it makes me think of purity, innocence maybe, or even a specific time period, you know?
Yeah.
But without more context, it's really open to interpretation.
True.
It's more about how it resonates with you, the listener.
Good point.
Like, what does that image bring up for you? What feelings or memories?
That's a great question for our listeners to think about. But just when you think you're starting to get a handle on things, the scene changes completely.
Ah.
Yeah, suddenly we're not in that peaceful gathering anymore.
Where are we?
We're in a modern city. Skyscrapers, traffic, the whole 9 yards.
Wow, that's a big shift.
And the sensory experience changes too. Like, big time.
How so?
The channeled energy describes this intense, high-pitched frequency.
Like a ringing.
Yeah, and it just keeps getting louder and louder.
That sounds intense.
It is. But here's the thing. The energy doesn't seem bothered by it at all.
Really?
Not even scared.
That's interesting.
The energy even says it's communicating with the frequency, like acknowledging its power but not feeling any discomfort.
So it's like it's adapting, evolving even.
Yeah, it's wild. And the visuals are just as crazy. At first, the energy is seeing the city from above, like a bird's eye view.
Okay.
But then, bam, we're down on the street level,
Yeah.
right in the middle of all the chaos and movement.
Oh, it's like a sensory roller coaster.
It really is.
Makes you think about how we handle change in our own lives, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Do we fight against the unfamiliar? Or do we try to understand it? Adapt to it?
I love that connection. It's like this whole channeled experience is a metaphor for life's ups and downs
Exactly.
and how we choose to navigate them.
And, you know, it's like the way the energy handles that frequency reminds me of that flow state idea in psychology.
Oh, yeah, flow state.
Yeah, like when you're so absorbed in something, you lose track of time completely.
Totally. I get that when I'm writing sometimes. Words just pouring out.
Exactly. So maybe this channeled energy is in a similar state. Super aware, super receptive, even though everything's so intense around it.
So maybe the message is, don't shy away from challenges. Don't try to control everything.
Right.
Embrace it.
Right.
You know, adapt to it. Find that flow within the chaos.
I like that. But let's go back to that mother figure for a sec.
Oh, yeah. I see all kids.
What a loaded statement.
Seriously.
Especially in the context of that gathering, where everyone felt like family. Makes you think about connection, doesn't it?
It does.
Like she's acknowledging this universal motherly connection, responsibility for all beings, not just her own.
And that ties into the whole channeling idea too, right?
Absolutely.
Like we're all part of this bigger energy, this collective consciousness.
Exactly. And remember, the energy couldn't actually hear what people were saying at the gathering.
Oh, right. Just feeling their energy.
Yeah. Sensing the emotions, the vibes.
So it's highlighting that nonverbal communication.
The stuff beyond words.
Exactly.
Which is something we all experience, right?
That's
So
right.
pick up on people's energy, their vibes, whether we realize it or not.
Totally. It affects how we feel around certain people, how we interact with them.
For sure.
Okay, so what does all of this mean for us, the listeners, What can we take away from this wild channeled journey?
Well, I think a big takeaway is open-mindedness. These messages, they challenge us to expand our awareness beyond everyday perceptions,
Yeah.
to consider the possibility of other realms, other ways of knowing.
Like there's so much more to life than what we can see and touch.
Exactly.
A whole universe of energy and consciousness waiting to be explored.
And who knows what we might find when we tap into that. Maybe our own ancient gatherings, our own mysterious mother figures.
Or learn to communicate with frequencies we never knew existed.
Right.
Speaking of frequencies, that shift from the gathering to the city, that was pretty intense, wasn't it?
It was.
Like being catapulted through time and space.
Makes you wonder what caused that shift.
Yeah.
Maybe it's symbolic, like the evolution of consciousness.
How so?
From a more primal collective state to a more individualistic modern one.
Interesting. But even with that contrast, there's still a sense of continuity, right?
Yep.
The energy adapts, but it doesn't lose itself. It's learning, evolving with each experience.
Exactly. Like those seemingly separate realities are all part of a bigger tapestry woven together by consciousness.
And that brings us back to the core of hypno-channeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
This idea that we're all connected by a universal energy.
And maybe by tapping into that energy, we can understand ourselves better and the universe around us.
It's a pretty mind-blowing concept when you think about it. Going back to that session, the way the energy described everything.
Yeah.
It wasn't like analytical or intellectual, right? It was all sensory.
Right.
All those vivid descriptions, the sights, smells, sounds, feelings.
Like we were experiencing it too, tapping into something beyond words.
Makes me think maybe we get too caught up in our heads sometimes, overthinking, analyzing, when we should be paying more attention to our senses, to our intuition.
Trusting that gut feeling.
Exactly.
It reminds me of Naomi's book series,
The Next Level.
Yeah, she talks about raising our consciousness, not just intellectually, but emotionally, energetically.
It's all connected.
Absolutely.
And speaking of Naomi, I think it's important to remember this is just one session, one perspective.
Good point.
We can analyze it, interpret it,
Yeah.
but ultimately it's just one experience.
Right. We should always be a little skeptical.
Yep.
Use our discernment.
Not blindly accepting everything,
Exactly.
but using it to explore, to grow. So after this whole deep dive, what's the most valuable takeaway for you?
I think it's that reminder that we all have this potential to tap into a deeper awareness, a deeper understanding, whether it's through hypno-channeling, meditation, or just paying closer attention to our own inner world.
It's all about self-discovery.
It really is.
And that's what makes this so fascinating.
Definitely.
Not about finding the answers, but asking the right questions, being open to the possibility.
Embracing the mystery,
Unknown.
Trusting that the more we explore, the more we discover.
About ourselves, about the universe.
Exactly.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive into hypno-channeling, these amazing messages.
It's been a trip.
If you're interested in raising your consciousness, exploring human potential, definitely check out Naomi's The Next Level You books. They're on Amazon.
And for our listeners who are ready for more mind-bending journeys into the mysteries of the mind, the universe, we'll be back next week with another fascinating exploration.
Don't forget to subscribe to The Deep Dive for more deep dives into consciousness, history, science, and everything in between. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep that curiosity burning bright.
Very neat and organized, but busy. There's a lot of people. It's busy.
And why it's busy? What people are doing?
I don't know. They're just doing, just there. And they're all dressed similar, like Greek people, traditional Greek.
I see robes.
Women too.
Yeah.
Children too.
And are you one of them?
I can't see myself, but I'm watching. I'm there. I just don't see myself.
And do you have any emotions when you're watching?
Happy. Peaceful. Feels like home.
So you can also get closer if you want to. You can engage. Maybe you can ask some questions what they're doing.
They're just hanging out in a park. It looks like they're just hanging out there. They hang out there.
And the weather is nice?
Yes, it's sunny. It's bright. But it's not like strangers. They seem to know each other.
And listen to what they're saying to each other.
I can't see. Can't hear.
If you want to, you always can. Just tap into.
I just can't seem to hear anything. I can just see, but I can't hear.
Let's find out.
I smell food.
Very good. What kind of food?
almost like barbecue.
Let's see, what is cooking?
They're roasting different things, different foods.
And you're still not be able to hear?
I could hear noise talk, but I can't hear individual conversations. I can't hear. It's like listening to a crowd. You can't understand what you're hearing. People are just walking around, hanging out.
And everyone is happy?
Seems that way. There's a lot of trees, a lot of flowers. They're all the same color, the flowers. They're not blue. It's like a blue lilac, blue purple mixture color. I don't know how to describe it. They're all the same. That's the only color flower.
So that's a flower that you haven't seen before.
No, I've seen that flower.
So I want you to start feeling what is the connection between you and them. What are you?
Family.
Are you male or
Female.
and are you doing things with them right now?
It seems like I'm just watching.
You are part of the family. This is something that you do, let's say everyone does most of the time, or it's some sort of...
It doesn't seem like an event. It seems like something they just do. Maybe weekends or in the summer or...
And I want you to just look at the space and see if any number that represents the time of the year will pop up.
Feels like May, June, not too hot.
And tell me the year. It can be BC, any number, but you will see. Trust it.
It's like the 15th century or something. I don't know. Feels like that. I don't know why I'm thinking that. But that's...
Okay. You're not thinking. You just allow it. All right. And what else is going on? Anything that gets your attention?
It just feels like everyone's family.
Say one more time.
Everyone there is family. Maybe like a family reunion. Different families just meet up there. That's the energy I feel.
So can you sense which one is part of your family?
I think I see someone that looks like my mom. That might be my mom. She's tall and slender and wearing like that robe dress.
So talk to her. What happens?
I don't know what to say.
Yes. Hi, mom. Are you my mom?
I see orchids.
What?
Orchids. The flower. I see orchids.
I see.
When I'm speaking to her.
Ah.
Or trying to speak to her, but all I'm seeing now is orchids.
So she has something to do with the flower?
No.
Let's see what she can tell you.
I sense B. It's wearing a bonnet. Over it's that white bonnet. It's a bee, I think. Oh. She was standing in front of the bassinet.
And you still cannot feel yourself?
I'm still only an onlooker, but I know I'm there.
Maybe you can ask your mom, see if she can see you.
She said, why am I asking her those questions?
She said what?
Why am I asking those questions?
So he can see you.
I can't see me.
That's okay. See if something happens.
Like I'm gone. I don't see any of that anymore. I feel like I just went to a city area. I'm seeing a city area now. There's a lot of cars and modern time, our time.
Oh.
I don't know.
So let's see where this place is.
I can't focus. I'm seeing it's just different things.
That's
not
fine.
One thing.
Do not be concerned. Just allow it. Let's find out.
My mind don't want to do this. Seriously, just not.
It's okay. Don't think about it.
I'm trying to let go, not think at all.
Very good. You are doing very well. Breathing.
My ear is ringing, like frequency, loud.
Good.
That's all I hear. It's like that loud frequency.
And trust it.
It's like the loud frequency of these white lights. It's just loud frequency in there, both there.
You can also communicate with the frequency. Just ask internally, why am I experiencing this?
Louder. And
you can tell the frequency that I know that it's getting louder, but I will not feel any discomfort. Falling asleep? Maybe that's what you feel. It's okay. No resistance.
It's a ringing. It's like it's getting louder. Not like a ringing now. I can't see anything. I just see
that's okay. And when you feel this ringing, and just be in it, be part of it.
Like cars on a freeway. I'm still hearing the frequency again. It's not the ringing. It's distinct. The frequency sound, the ringing is very distinct.
So you're looking at the cars from above?
It was gone. Not there. I was standing in the street and just watching it. I'm tripping now. I'm seeing the color, when
I see.
Mushrooms. It's pretty. I feel like I'm driving in the city. Just passengers driving. I'm seeing the glass buildings. My brain's not working.
No, I don't want you to think that
Fully
way.
aware. I keep drifting off to sleep and waking up, drifting off.
That's okay. So I want to do this. I want to make you come back, and I want to ask you something. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3. On the count of 3, you'll be back feeling wonderful. 1, coming back very nicely. 2, almost here. And 3.